Bernie White sends Nico Thienpondt up to the approach area. Nico's last match started with a turkey and then just disintegrated. A good start here, very, very important for the European cause.
He's got it. Good opener from Nico. Clench fist saying, there you are, Mike, follow that one.
Mullin's last match began with a first frame of 9 spare, but a storming finish to beat Verbruggen in one of the matches of the tournament. What does the lefty do here? Oh, matching fire with fire.
Absolutely buried. Good start from both players.
So 1 strike each, and every ball that Nico Thienpondt bowls is absolutely vital. Team Europe lose another match, they lose the Weber Cup. Oh, but unlucky with the 9 there. Not an awful lot wrong with that.
Tough break for Europe here. Pretty good shot from Nico. I've seen this happen quite a few times in the course of this tournament. Strong finishing ball, leaving the 9-pin standing.
This is where Nico's had some problems. Remember Tony Manna in the last match? Twice missing at a single pin. That's what happened to Nico in his last match. He just has to keep that concentration to the maximum. Like that.
Very close to the gutter on that shot, but
it did, didn't it?
Looking back, I'd have preferred to see Nico playing more in the middle of the lane. Not flirting with the gutter like that, but safely spared anyway.
We saw Nico in practice aiming for those single pins. That's where he's had his problems. Just making an adjustment to the grip on the ball there. You can just see to the right of your screen as Mullin comes up looking for a double. And he's left a 10-pin, which is a bit unusual for a left-hander.
This is a 6-pin, Nick.
6, excuse me. Oh yes, it's ahead of the 10, isn't it? Yeah.
He's just come up a bit heavy on the head pin, and our angle makes it look a little bit like a 10-pin.
And not a pin we've seen left standing too often in this tournament. It should be straightforward for the lefty across the lane.
Well, a bit finer than he wanted.
Yeah. All the Americans are watching. That's close. He got away with one there. Not by much. Well, we saw all the Americans watching their teammate Mike Mullin. I can tell you all the Europeans are here willing Nico Thienpondt on as well. Now Thienpondt we saw making some adjustments to the grip, Richard.
Yes, bowlers, the size of their thumb can vary quite a lot during the course of a game, especially under TV lights. And most bowlers play with some tape in the thumb hole, which they can either add to or take away from.
Oh, heavy on the head pin. Well, he might have been unlucky last time, but he wasn't unlucky there. In fact, he was fortunate.
Oh, this is a poor shot. Fortunately, Mike can't really hurt him. Mike hasn't got a strike to work on, so as long as Nico spares, he's still going to be in the game even after Mike's shot. Wow. Once again, the European sparing, letting them down.
Thienpondt just couldn't afford that. He got a lot of pin action, but you miss the lead pin, you don't deserve to get the break, and he didn't. And he continues to work on that grip, so something's not right. I wonder if he'll consider a ball change. Meanwhile, Mullin has seen his opponent leave one open. That is a real smack in the face for Team Europe.
This is just what Mike wanted, just to rub it in. Nico throwing a bad spare shot. Mike throwing a fantastic strike. Mike stolen a 13-pin lead, and if he doubles, it's a double that Nico can't respond with. So, really very much going the Americans' way at the moment.
Nico needs to regroup. There are shades of his last match in this, Richard.
Ball change.
As we expected. That's better. Well, I think he did the right thing, getting rid of that ball that was causing him so many problems.
Yes, it may well be. If he's playing with tape, he just couldn't get the feel of the thumb hole right, and if you can't feel the ball right on your hand, you can't throw good shots, so he may have been forced on him to change equipment there, but whatever, it was the right result.
Look at the passion in that face, the delight at getting back. But he knows the open frame has given Mullin the initiative. Very precise in all his movements, the 27-year-old New Yorker. Oh, tricky. Not impossible, but tricky.
Come up way too heavy on the head pin, but have gone straight through it. Ball has made no contact with the 2 and left the 7 with it, so he's going to try and fit the ball into the gap between the 2 pins, bounce the ball off of the 2 pin onto the 7. We're going with a spare ball at this to cut down the hook and maximise the deflection.
Very important ball, this. Didn't get it. Well, well. Another change around.
Didn't hit the 2 pin thin enough. No deflection off of it.
So that potentially gets the Dutchman right back into this.
Well, the strike even gives him the lead now, so this is a real key ball.
There's that new ball of Nico's. It gave him a strike last time. What's it going to do for the Dutchman here? Another one, double.
Well done, Nico. He knew this had a chance as soon as he let go of it. Look at the passion. Playing with pride.
Here's the man that left the open frame, that let his opponent off the hook. You would expect in normal circumstances for Mullin to get a strike here. But he's angry with himself, Richard. He's very angry, Michael Mullin.
Perfect hit. Advantage to Europe. Thienpondt trying to make it 3 in a row here.
Way too heavy on the head pin, and this time he didn't get the lucky break. This time he's in trouble.
Well, he really didn't get this one as wide as the previous shot, and because of it he's come straight through the head pin. And he's probably going to throw his spare ball as hard as he can, hoping, praying for a bounce out.
See people covering their eyes in the audience.
Bernie White just stopping proceedings till some dead wood's removed from the gutter. That could assist in helping Nico make the spare, and it would be illegal if he did, so it has to go.
So this crowd here at the Goresbrook Leisure Centre in Dagenham willing the Dutchman to make this most difficult of spares. Really needs it to try and stay alive. He doesn't get the break. It's another open frame. Two open frames for Nico Thienpondt in the first 6. Mullin, in contrast, is working a strike. And you sense that if the American is going to put this Weber Cup away, this is the moment when he has to strike. And he does just that.
That's a fantastic shot from Mike. Nico had already surrendered the lead, and Mike has added another 10 pins to that with that strike there. Just pointing towards his teammates in the crowd.
This fella doesn't crack too many smiles. We've seen a lot of smiles from a couple of his teammates. This fella, very poker-faced, I suppose, is how you describe him. Doesn't give anything away. Meanwhile, Nico is in a situation where only a strike is good enough. He has to get this into the pocket. And it begins to look as if Team USA is going to successfully defend the Weber Cup.
Well, it's a great shot from Nico. He needed a good shot. He did everything he could. Gods were not smiling on him. It was a solid 10 pin. He really can't afford to miss this one.
This is the one he missed in his last match twice. This is the one he's practice bowled at. And he turns to his teammates and say, yeah, practice makes perfect. He can see the funny side. Here's someone who's not smiling. Three in a row for Mike Mullin. And it's almost over, Richard.
Well, 26 pins in 3 frames. It really is a mountain. And Nico's not playing well. And when he does throw good shots, he's not getting the reward either.
Working the spare ball. Still in it, but he needs a strong finish. and for Mullin to make a mistake. Got to keep striking. There's one, he's back.
This time Nico gets full reward for his shot. Well done. The fat lady is exercising her vocal cords again, Nick.
I think you're absolutely right. And she'll be tuning up if Mullin gets another strike here. And the orchestra will be getting ready as well.
Bagger for the USA. Currently heading for around about 218. Nico still languishing in low 180s.
And that sound you heard was Team Europe falling off the edge of the precipice. Nico Thienpondt will be hoping that his parachute is working. Once again, the C word, Richard, consistency.
Yes, if Nico strikes out, he's going to have 2-1-2. Mike currently working around about 218 pace, so if he has an open, Nico's well back in it, but basically Mike just has to stay clean with good counts and he's going to run out the winner.
Frame 9 for the New Yorker. Well, it's the 7 pin, which the left-handers tend not to like to bowl at. See what the Americans thought of this. They're all on their feet. Ooh. That could have been the moment that the Weber Cup was won, but I think this is just delaying the inevitable. It's so close they can smell it now, those Americans. 1 frame left.
Well, as I say, Nico is in a must-strike situation. As soon as he fails, that's it. The Weber Cup's heading back to the USA.
3 strikes, and he's going to make Mullin do a little bit of work. But anything less, it's not going to be enough. The pulse is beating, but only just. Team Europe getting ready to flatline. Not yet. Get your hand off that switch. Thienpondt's still alive.
Oh, that's a fantastic shot from Nico. These are never easy to make when you know you absolutely have to make them. There is no tomorrow if you don't.
And just to emphasise the point, he's got to make this one too. 200 is the best. Mullin is already at 187. Nico Thienpondt bows out of the Weber Cup with an even 200. But barring something extraordinary here, it's not going to be enough.
Any decent count.
What a moment for Michael Mullin. He can win the Weber Cup for his country. Well, that should be enough. And indeed it is. That is the shot that wins the match.
That's 205 even if he misses. That was the ball that won the Weber Cup.
He spares just for good measure. They're getting ready to celebrate. Mullin has the last act of the 2001 Weber Cup. The cup that's named after the legendary bowler and bowling coach Dick Weber, a man held in high esteem on both sides of the Atlantic, and the Americans won it last year and they have retained it as well. Good applause from this very sporting crowd here at the Goresbrook Leisure Centre. They wanted a European win, they didn't get it. Mike Mullin beats Nico Thienpondt by 15 pins, and the Ryder Cup of 10-pin bowling, the Weber Cup, is staying with Team USA, who win 18-12.
Well, it's been an absolutely superb event, but I know what the Americans want now. They want the cup. And to present it, please welcome up on stage the Sales and Marketing Director of Mega Bowl, Mr. Brian Pate. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mega Bowl Weber Cup champions of 2001, Team USA!